Over the years, we've figured out a few things to make life a little bit easier on the farm. Now, don't get me wrong, we do like the idea of slowing down life and being in touch with nature, working with our hands. But as we get older and as we take on other projects, we do like to work smarter and not harder all the time. I wanted to show you our chicken coop. We ended up getting a prefab, I think it's 6x12 shack, right when COVID hit, and when the prices were much more reasonable. But we had gone through many iterations, including a hay fort. So we had basically built a straw bale chicken coop. We did a chicken tractor, and that worked pretty good for many years. And then we decided we wanted a more permanent, secure house that we could insulate. But we also like the idea of a run. So our chickens do mostly free range. They have this little chicken yard here that is set up for them. It's pretty big. It runs down from this fence line, and it goes all the way up past that blue gate. So they have all this space over here. Plus they do get to come out and free range the rest of the pasture. And in the evening and the morning, they do have a secure run. We made this out of cattle panels. So these are about 4 feet by 16 feet each, and they're just curved over into an arch. And we have, on this one, there's 3 of them put together. So it's about 12 feet long, and then they're arched, I would say, about 8 feet wide. It's maybe 5.5 feet tall. Just enough room for me to stand up in here without ducking. I'm 5'4". And if you're curious, there are various ways you can secure these cattle panels down. Like this one, we actually used rebar, anchored the rebar into the ground, and then wired the cattle panels to it. The cattle panels are also nailed to this board, so we kind of framed out the bottom of the chicken run and then attached everything to the board and then use the rebar just to reinforce it. Another way you may be able to see here, that's a T-post, so you could sink a couple of T-posts and then wire your panels to that so they don't kick out. We did just recently put pavers down to help keep it clean and to help keep their toenails trimmed. It's working out really, really well because the chickens can actually fit through some of these squares. And when we have chicks, obviously, we added welded wire on top and just kind of lined it. And then this half has a plastic liner, so they have a rain-free area and snow-free. And then both are covered with shade cloth this time of year. So in the winter, this will be covered with greenhouse plastic to keep things nice and dry and to kind of keep the temperature up warmer. But right now that is off and we have a nice shade cloth up here. Our chicken run is made out of the same material, the cattle panels that are just arched over. Actually, I have 2 cattle panels in there that my beans are climbing up, and another one I have grapevines on. And actually our grow tunnel is also made out of cattle panels that are just bent over and arched. And then just to kind of show you, here are the cattle panels, how you would buy them like a feed store. They arch very easily and can be used as like trellises or like we did for a grow tunnel or chicken coop. While I'm in here, they're awfully loud this morning, I wanted to show you a couple of things that we have added that have been well worth the money. One is this electric chicken door, and that opens automatically on a sensor. It has a little backup battery. We built a box for it here. It's like a golf cart battery. I think it's 6 volts. It can be programmed to open at the time you want. You can open it manually, or like us, we have this set up on a light sensor, so it opens when it's light enough outside and it closes when the sun starts to set. And then here's one of those solar panels that charges the door. This electric chicken door is on the back door. It opens up into the chicken yard, and we actually installed that because this faces south, and this time of year it's so hot the sun will shine right into that door and heat up the entire coop. So we just wanted to have a door here. This one's set up for me to open. works very simply. This can also be programmed to open and close at the time that you want, or it can be set up on the light sensor to open and close at a specific time. It is also solar charged, and that's a little solar panel there. So we have 2 of these chicken doors and 1 of the run chicken doors. Prices have really come down a lot. It is one of the best investments ever. Before, we used to worry about being out too late and the chickens not being able to get in or the door being left open. And now there's a little bit of peace of mind with that. And same thing if something happens in the morning or we sleep in. Well, that doesn't happen. But if something's going on in the morning, we know that that door is going to open up and the chickens will at least be able to come out here into their protected run. Other items that I got that have saved a lot of time. This container here holds 50 pounds of chicken feed, and then it's kind of like a gravity feeder. So they just peck the grains out of here and that level drops. So super convenient, very easy to do. And we did a very similar thing with this bucket here. These are little like gravity, almost like an automatic waterer, that when all the waters drink out of it, it allows water to fill back up, and then those little cups stay full. So this is a 5-gallon bucket. It's good to know that they have plenty of water. Another thing we added are cameras. So these are little solar charged cameras. There's a little solar panel, and this one is set up so we not only can see if predators are lurking around, but we can also see if the chicken door closed and opened properly without leaving the house, which is great when it's late at night or the weather's just not very good. We can make sure that that door's shut. I hope you liked that tour of our chicken coop and run, and maybe got a couple of tips to make your chicken keeping a little bit easier. No matter what processes you put in place and automated systems, it's always important to double check because those can fail. Thanks so much for joining in, and I cannot wait to see you next time.